Hello and welcome. I am Scarperlock, and this is City of Heroes Iron Man mode on the Rebirth server. We are with our final Iron Man character, Final Flame, who's 7th level controller. We're going to start doing Flux's storyline here in the Hollows. And we're going to go arrest some more outcasts. There are usually some right around here, and there they are. And these guys shouldn't be too bad because they are blue cons. And they are being overpowered, which is awesome. And we're doing extra damage because of our kinetics buffs, which is good. Right there, we do some more damage again, and this should kill him off. And there we go, just like that, 4 guys killed. Defeated, defeated, defeated. We're not killing anybody. We're not murderers, we are superheroes, not supervillains. And so I don't know how long this guy's gonna last. We have a really nice set of inspirations, so we'll just keep these for now. I'm very concerned about the Frostfire mission. Anytime you hit that below level 10, it's tough because you have very few inspirations. You only have 8 inspirations instead of the 10, and it can be very rough. On the other hand, we've got to go with the contact that brung us, which is Flux and Dave Wincott. We could move out and go to Shauna Stockwell, but I think we're just going to stick with this. And, if we die, we die. If we survive, then we'll go on and do Shauna Stockwell and Chernobog, or Chernoborg, or whatever his name is. I always confuse him with Cherbourg, which was like one of the cities where there was a battle with the Nazis in World War II. After D-Day. If you play the other COH game, Company of Heroes, there's a whole scenario. Hello, why are you not attacking? There we go. There's a whole scenario about Cherbourg. Alright. So we go back to Flux. I do love flight at this level, it's so convenient. And we're now going to defeat the trolls in the base. So now we fight trolls, we fight outcasts until we get to Frostfire. So in terms of other games, since this character, my guess is, we'll get maybe, if we're lucky, 5 to 10 more levels with this character. At some point, I'm going to screw up and he's going to die. I've been looking at Satisfactory again. Now, the last time I tried that game, 2 things happened. One, which was the main reason I stopped streaming it, or not streaming it, but posting it, is I got a lot of spam comments. Not, I mean, a lot for me, which is like 1 or 2 on almost every video. People advertising, prawn sites and stuff like that, which was annoying. And I wasn't getting any of them. I've never gotten spam, very rare on my City of Heroes. I mean, I've got how many series, right? 4 series, 5 seasons each, 20 or 30 episodes per season. I mean, we're talking about 700 or 800 episodes in City of Heroes, and I've gotten maybe 3 or 4 spam comments ever. It's very, very rare. Once every couple months I have to deal with it. With Satisfactory, I was getting them, more than weekly, a couple times a week. It wasn't a lot, I mean, compared to what I'm sure the big YouTubers get, right? Hundreds a month, but it was a little weird getting these, and it seemed like they were only coming in on the Satisfactory videos. Don't know why that is. But the other thing is, I made this big, giant, attempted to make this big, giant base where everything got zapped back to that base, using the conveyor belts and potentially trains in the future. And, I'm just not good enough to do that with the game. And I think the other issue, too, we got to watch out here because we are facing yellow cons. So I think we're going to buff damage. We're going to try to immobilize. We didn't buff damage successfully. Then we're going to hold. and then we're just going to start pounding. Um, so yeah, the game as it progresses, you make more and more items that you you have to use one set of components to build another item, and then that item is the components to build another item. And I can't believe I missed the damage buff twice in a row. So we definitely need to put that on accuracy inspirations. So for example, you mine out iron ore and you make iron plates, and then you make iron rods, and then you can turn the iron rods that you make from the iron ore into screws, and then you can combine iron plates and metal rods. You can combine them into into reinforced iron plates, and then you can combine the reinforced iron plates to make what are they called, frameworks or something, and then an iron frame, and then you can use the iron frames to make something else that you can use to make something else that you can use to make something else. And so it's I mean, it's basically a lot of logistics, and which is cool. I mean, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, but because I've only ever done the lower tiers of the game, it was very hard to start designing a base at the equivalent of low level when I haven't actually seen the high level to know what I want. I mean, it's sort of like a City of Heroes character, right? Having never played a controller to past level 25, and having never played this sort of a controller, you have to ask, okay, where do I want to put these enhancements, right? What do I want to do with the enhancements, and how do I want to enhance these powers? Now, I've played enough City of Heroes that I do have a sense. If we were going to play this character at a level 50, we're already going to have health and stamina triple slotted because I want that. We're definitely going to be 5 slotting or something transfusions, probably 6 slotting siphon power. I have some sense of where I want to go with this. And this guy is probably going to level up in this mission, but we'll see. But imagine you've never played City of Heroes before. It's very hard to figure out where you want to put your slots early on. And in fact, Kievar and I have said, as experienced City of Heroes players, we wish you got more slots earlier. And I've said I wish they kind of spread the powers out more and you got more slots earlier. But there's actually a reason they don't. And I do fully understand that reason. And the reason they don't is that if they did that as a new player, you would be getting a bunch of slots before you knew which powers you liked the best, which powers worked for you, which powers you were going to use the most often. And it's very hard to imagine that if you've never played City of Heroes before, just from reading the old rule book, the game manual, right? And sort of trying to picture how the game's going to play at the upper levels. You really don't know. I mean, the high level game is very different from the low level game. And so you can't easily figure out where you want the slots until after you've got your powers in, which is why you don't start getting 3 slots per level until the 30s, right? I don't think it's any coincidence that you start getting 3 slots per level right around the same level where you get your final primary power, right? You start getting 3 slots per level at level 31, you get your final primary power at level 32. You're done with your primary powers. You only have 2 secondary powers left to take, and you've now seen how your character plays. Now you know where to allocate those slots. And by the same token, in Satisfactory, having only ever gotten to the equivalent of about 25th level in that game, I don't know how to allocate the quote-unquote slots for 50th level. So I tried to make this giant mega base. If you go and watch those videos, you'll see it. Huge giant mega base filling the entire inside of a mountain pass, and going I don't know how many levels. I don't know, 7 or 8 levels high, right? And that, hate being knocked down. That base was not very efficient. It wasn't very effective. And the reason it wasn't very effective is because I didn't really realize as I was building, right, how much of some of the resources I was going to need. So I had like all of the ore coming in at the lowest level, and then it was going up to the next level to do ingots. And I was going to do sort of as I got to each new tier of materials to craft, I was going to go up one level in the base. But the problem is sometimes you need to combine like a tier one, like a level one, shall we say, first like base item like the iron plates with something like the iron frames that are like a third or fourth tier item to get a fifth tier item. And so now I'm like shooting stuff all over the base from the first floor to the fifth floor, back down to the second floor. I mean, it was such a mess. And I got really frustrated with how much of a mess it was. I don't like messes. And and so I feel like I had seen somebody, the reason I thought to do this, and there's a lieutenant who's orange. I'd seen somebody do something like this on a live play or a YouTube. And this is going to be tough because he's an orange lieutenant with two yellow. All right, so what I'm going to try to do is see if I can put the immobilize on him and immobilize those two guys and then hold him. And if I can keep throwing the immobilize on him, these two guys won't be able to come around the corner and get me. It's kind of cheesy, but hey, tactics. So anyway, before I start this, I just want to finish the story. I had seen this guy, I can't remember who it was, do it, and he had this awesome base that he built out in like the new map where they're in this flat, it's like this flat desert kind of area. It's not the desert biome, it's like the fourth one. And he built across the top of the mesas. And then he had all of the raw resources coming in underneath the base, shooting them up into level after level after level, and he had this giant like ziggurat. It was really cool. But he already had previously gotten Satisfactory to tier 7 or 8 or whatever the max was and knew what he was doing. I haven't done that. I don't know what I'm doing. So I think I do want to start playing it again. If I keep getting spammed by people posting bad links, I will stop. But I think I want to try it again. There's a new update that came out a couple months ago that seems pretty cool. You can do zip lines and drones and flying packs and stuff. So it's got some pretty cool new features. And some of the older features that were frustrating seem to have been solved. Like they improved jump pads and stuff. So I think I might want to try that. And I'm just not going to try to make a mega base. I'm going to just build stuff in smaller bases, and if I have to build a conveyor belt from one base to another to convey stuff, I'll just do that. Not a big deal. Okay, so we're going to open, and I'm going to use this accuracy here. We're going to open with the Ring of Fire. And it did not work on either of those guys. I can't believe I missed them both. That is just obnoxious. Alright, we might die here, actually. Let's pop the Lux. We need the break free to stop being knocked back. Let's get some damage from this guy. And then we're going to try to see if we can knock the Jutal back. And that worked. And Ring of Fire, everybody. We got him this time. Now we got him. I can't believe I missed both of them. That is so annoying. Missed him, too. Alright, well, we survived it, but it took every inspiration we had. So hopefully there won't be a boss in this mission, because otherwise we might die. That's super frustrating when you have the tactic down. It was a great tactic. It should have worked. And it hit the Jutal, but it missed both of the guys in here. And I think I had even taken an accuracy inspiration, right? Oh, there's 3 guys in here too. And I double missed again. Oh my gosh. Give me some damage. Nope. just missing constantly. And I missed again on the heal. Oh, it's that, the AoE that takes so much endurance. Hopefully we'll at least kill the one guy. Immobilized him. Yeah, I need the single target immobilize. Because of the AoE, because it's an AoE, takes huge amounts of endurance to run. Yeah, that was super dumb. I should have rested or something before running up there. I didn't expect there to be 3 yellow cons in that room. I should have known better. There usually is a spawn in there. So yeah, I'm toying with... and we've leveled up, so that helps. So I'm toying with playing some Satisfactory and possibly posting it. But that'll only happen after this guy dies. We're 8th level now, which is great. This character is doing pretty well, even though we screwed up a couple of times. First time really wasn't my fault. I had good tactics and just got unlucky with a, missing 2/3 of the hit of the 2 hit. By the way, it shouldn't happen with accuracy. I had a 95% chance to hit, or very close to that, and I missed on 2 of the 3. That's just... It's like you're playing D&D and you roll to attack 3 enemies and you get 2 1s, natural 1s. And then a 14 or something. Ugh. Speaking of D&D, my best friend has taken over as DM temporarily because I told them that I needed a break, and he kindly stepped up. He is now DMing the Candlekeep Mysteries, which is a published adventure, or it's actually a set of small mini adventures, I guess. I suggested it to him. What originally happened is one of the other players said, "I'll do it," and great. So we're getting hit by another patrol. One of the other players said, "I'll do it," and then the 2 of them talked, and I guess the other guy was too busy, and so my best friend said, "Well, all right, I'll do it," which surprises me because he kept saying he did not want to DM. But he seems to have gotten into it and be enjoying it. And we played our first session last night. My character is a wizard, blade singer, elf. And the other characters are a kobold warlock, who I think is only going to be in 2 sessions because that particular player is actually, and this is another reason my Roman game is going on hiatus. This is the new player who joined us in January. She's going to Finland for 3 months with her husband to see if they want to move there, actually. I'm not sure, all the ingredients behind that decision and why it's being made. It's not really any of my business. And other than the fact that, it takes her out of the game. But her kobold warlock is only going to be in it for a couple of sessions. This session we had last night, and then we're having one next week because then I'm going out of town for a week. And I told them I couldn't make it, so they said, well, let's move it so that we can all be there. And so that's one of the other characters. Then the guy who plays the Aarakocra cleric in my campaign is playing a Furbolg druid and is absolutely hilarious with this character. He is just such a funny guy, and he had us all in stitches. And he's friends with the kobold, and the player who's playing the kobold really funny too. And it's like super hyper. It's this super hyper character who's just like ultra cheerful. And oh, now we're fighting a boss. Where did he come from? Holy cow! Let's see if we can do that, and then immobilize, and then hold. So this was like a boss ambush? I do not remember that in this mission. Of course I missed the immobilize on that guy. Let's reduce the boss's damage if we can. Can we hit? Let's increase our own damage and heal. We are having a negative effect on these guys as we keep throwing the debuffs, which does help. Oh, that guy's... Where does he come from now? This is another ambush? I do not remember that in this mission. And a miss again. Alright, well, we want to definitely keep them... how did I get knocked down now? He must have thrown something at me. I was trying to go around this guy. And this is a terrible spot. Let's try to go downstairs. So what a terrible spot to get caught in. Because to run past the one guy, I had to run... To get away from the one guy, I had to run past the other guy. Enough already with this. Finally! Man, what a fight. And I did it again. I wasn't close enough. It's just going to take me a while to get used to that attack. And that's the mission. At least if we had died in here, I could have rezzed. I forgot about that actually as we were running for our lives. Anyway, we also have a fighter. That's the person who was playing. I don't quite understand this. The person who was playing the ranger said, "I want to play a totally different character," and then made up a fighter who's an archer. And her ranger is basically an archer. So, and her character is like this wilderness character who's sort of a loner from the wilderness, which is kind of what her gnome ranger was like. So basically, she changed the race and kept her character essentially the same, which is not unusual for new players. We used to do that a lot when we were kids too, that we would, just kind of keep making up the same character over and over again, kind of. Okay, so let's go to Foreshadow and level up. We get a new power, and we'll see what we're offered. We can also get some inspirations. We definitely need them. I'm gonna, once we have 5 or 10, actually 5x5 or 5x2 on this tray, I am gonna start carrying some, maybe 1 endurance, because we use endurance so badly here. And when we get slots, I might need to slot stamina and try to put DOs in there if we make it to level 13 or 11, maybe we'll do it at 11. So yeah, I had a lot of fun. We played the entire night and didn't have a single battle. We made it. It took us an hour and a half to get to the first skill roll, and I remember the GM asked me to or asked one of the players to make a perception check, and it was actually a new player, a friend of his who's joined us just for this campaign, and I said that's the first skill check of the campaign. Okay, so Hot Feet is a damaging fear. Okay. Minus jump, minus run, minus and plus fly, it looks like. Smoke. His perception. Ring of Fire is an individual immobilized, which costs a lot less endurance than fire cages. Repel creates a zone of kinetic energy that violently repels foe. Each villain repelled costs additional endurance. We're struggling with endurance. I don't think we want to do that just yet. I actually think we're going Hot Feet. I think that'll be good. AoEs are very helpful. I'm trying to figure out how I want to do this with the attacks. This is not really an attack, so I think we're going to put it up here. Now we'll go to Wincott and get some inspirations. We can't sell this thing here. We can sell these things here. Okay. And let's actually go sell this stuff. We got a hold duration. Wait a minute. I think we can put that up. Let's do that. And then we got a recharge. Let's not sell these. Let's keep this recharging. Alright, not too bad. And then we will go to Dave, and we will buy some inspirations. So we want to get a couple Lux. heals, a couple of break frees for sure, and a couple of insights. And then just sort them, and we're good to go. Alright, Flux, what do you got for us for our next mission? So now we have to defeat the gang leaders and their crews. So let's see if we can get this guy at least to level 10. That's where our blaster got to. Our other characters died at, I think, level 9. Is that where the defender died, or was he level 8? Don't remember, actually. I've got it written down. I'll have to look. But yeah, guys, I don't know how many more episodes we have left with this character, because after all, it is an Iron Man character. And the first time I screw up, which almost happened in the last mission, we can die. Now, of course, last mission we did have the up arrow, and I kind of forgot about that. I think if we had died, I would have noticed it and said, oh, we get a res in here. Whether that would have helped us with no inspirations left, I don't know. It would have depended on whether we'd been able to get some of the minions out and hurt the boss before we died. Right. So, now we're going to defeat the gang leaders and their crews. That means we probably have some bosses in here. These guys won't be -1 to us. We were lucky because we had leveled, and that boss was yellow to us. If he'd been orange, I probably would have died. And that would be the end of this, and I'd be getting ready to start playing some Satisfactory. I'm going to play it and probably record it, and as I've said in other instances, I'm going to play it and record it and see how it goes, and if I feel like it's worth posting, I'll post it. Okay. Let's try the hot feet. Oh, it's PBAOE. Never mind. Okay, so we got. I thought it was going to work like caltrops. I didn't read the text carefully enough, I guess. Well, they won't want to come to me, right? Because he's burning now, right? He's supposed to be afraid. And let's go ahead and get some damage from that guy, and we'll put a hold on this guy. And now you're going to stand in the fire and just burn. Have fun. Oh, this is a toggle. Well, alright. So that goes up here then. So I see. So that's where I want to turn that on. Actually, if it's a toggle, I should bring it down here. I want to turn that on when I'm getting swarmed, right? And then that should help me. So it's sort of like a burn patch that follows you around. It's going to take me a while to get used to this character, guys. And I don't know how much of a while we have, because after all, this is Iron Man. We might die before I get used to it. Okay. So, take damage from him, hold him, and then immobilize. There we go. And let's hold that guy and do another immobilize. And take damage. And I should have switched targets there. Oh, give me some health. Well. Oh. I hadn't targeted... I meant to target the near guy. Yep, growing pains with this character, that's for sure. Alright, let's try to repel these guys. Go ahead and take some damage. Yeah, but he's trying to run away. But he's going to just be taking damage now. There we go. Man, this character is rough on endurance. So we're definitely going to need to reduce endurance on this toggle. Yeah, 1 a second. Oh, that's rough. For comparison, I think hover is like 0.24 a second or something. Most defense toggles in Super Reflex are like something like 0.25 a second, and this thing is 1. It's like running 4 toggles at the same time. Ouch! I didn't realize those guys were going to be there. Okay, good. We Mobilized. That's good. Now we'll take some damage from that guy, and we'll hold that guy. Another miss. I tell you what, guys, when we die, it's going to be to a series of misses. You can burn. Missed again, both guys. One issue with this character, I feel like it's very hard to focus fire. Because I've got to keep switching targets to make sure they're not attacking me, you know, holding different guys and so forth. That makes it very hard to take out one guy at a time. Now some of that's because I have AoEs, and I've done that on purpose because, like, without that, I don't know if the single target we could survive either. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what the right way is to run this character. Our main problem, though, of course, is the missing. Now, which guy do we miss? Okay, the first guy, I think. Two. See? Double misses. Let's get some health. And you can stop running. Missed again, see? And another miss. Man, all these powers seem to take a lot of endurance. So we definitely need endurance reducers on these things. And if this guy is going to be, we're going to be a long-term character, I absolutely would be going for stamina immediately. Level 22. Triple slotted. This looks like it's going to be a long mission. I think I did this with my stalker, and I just like went through and got the bombs and the leaders. So I'm just going to let the endurance tick up. We missed that guy, so let's put a hold on him. There we go. Another miss. Another miss. How did I miss that guy like 3 out of 4 times? At least the hold got him. Triple misses. Are they kidding me with this? We're going to need to see what those rolls were when this battle is over, because that is ridiculous. Another miss on the heel. Yeah, I'm going to die from misses. Another miss. This character is like 50% to hit. Now, I know they're plus ones, so I don't have a 75. Maybe I have a 70. But, come on, another double miss. I mean, that's just ridiculous. I mean, this character is rough on endurance, yes. But one reason he's rough on endurance is I can't hit anything. Another miss. I'm literally at like 40% to hit for this battle. That's ridiculous. So let's see if we can find our multiple misses. So we had a 66% chance, and we rolled 79.94 and a 79.53. You see what I mean about the contagious nature of these rolls. 2 rolls in a row within 1 out of 100, within like half a percentage point of each other. And this was a 97. Man. Just nuts. And there's another bomb. There's nobody here but this one minion. That's sort of weird. Another miss. Another miss. Guys, you are my witnesses here. Oh, there's the other. Oh, there's a lieutenant there. I didn't see him. That was pretty dumb. Let's see if we can take this guy out. Let's see if we can hold the lieutenant. That's not what I meant to do. Okay, I think we've got him. Is he choking? I hope he's choking. Because we can stack this. Up our damage. Heal ourselves correctly this time. Now, you might be wondering, like, isn't it a little annoying with that heal to always have to run almost into melee range? Well, the whole idea of that heal is you throw it on an enemy while your tanker and your scrapper are beating them up, and your tanker and your scrapper get healed, rather than you. That's the whole purpose of it. Look at the misses. I'm too tired because of all the missing. Just nuts. Finally hit. Even there, I rolled an 85. Gosh. $97, $96, $80. But again, a 96 and a 97, right? Very close. The numbers are very close to each other. I feel like there's something going on with that algorithm. I've said this many times before, where a high number begets a high number and a low number begets a low number. And that's why you see these chains. I mean, in these last two battles, a character that has a base chance to hit yellows of somewhere around 67% was hitting way under 50% of the time. Probably around 40, 35, 40%. Okay, so there's something over there to look for. And this will be the end of this episode. I hope you guys have enjoyed. This character's cool, but I'm very worried about him from all the misstreaks. Like, we could die through no mistakes, right? Let's look at another double miss. Again, you have more than a 2/3 chance to hit, and I miss 2/3. Another miss. Another miss on this guy. Another miss. Okay, finally hit both. There we go. Man. And this is what you're going to see start happening as we level up. With a controller, there's really no, like, oh, it's easy, it's 3 white cons. I mean, at this level, any character would be beginning to struggle because the enemies get a little harder and you really haven't upped your power level that much because we only have just so many enhancements. Let's go ahead and put a reduced endurance. It's not much, but it's something. And I guess we'll put a recharge on Char and up that. It's a little, right? Our recharge has gone from 8 seconds to 7.5, 7.3. That's a little better, you know. It's not great, but every little bit helps. A little bit. Right? Might save us a hit point here or there, which may be enough to keep us alive. So yeah, as you get into, like, in the low levels, everything is pretty easy, and then as you get into, like, as you approach level 10, the problem is you're getting all these enhancement slots and you've got nothing good to put in them. And it's not really worth slotting, like buying enhancements because you're going to outlevel them so fast. It's not worth it. So until you get into DOs, and actually if you can afford DOs, it can be quite difficult at this level. Can we do a pull here? There we go. Well, not really. They all came anyway. And again, double misses. You know, again, I have 2/3 chance to hit, and I miss 2/3 of the time. Now that repel would be nice to have here, but man, it takes so much endurance, and we just can't afford it right now. And it's very hard to concentrate the damage because I have to keep alternating who's held or debuffed or whatever so that I can try to minimize damage. And look at that. Double misses. Another miss. Another miss. There we go. Man, I'm just barely going to make it out of a battle with 3 minions. And yet one thing I forgot to do, which I'll do as soon as this guy is defeated, in options, I forgot to tell it to show me the timings. Show the power recast timer enabled. There we go. Alright, so let's rest. What's going on here? Why is it not? Okay. I don't know how long it thinks it has to recharge. It's obviously the UI is wrong or something. Okay, so Jutal. And those are the 2 leaders, double lieutenants. That's going to be fun. Okay. Let's try to hold the Jutal and then immobilize both. And there we go. Okay, so that was pretty good. Keep the hold on the Jutal. And this guy should be finished pretty quickly. Keep the hold on the Jutal. Still alive. Not anymore. Let's try to stay away from these other guys so we don't aggro them. Excellent. Now we have a glowy over here to click. All right. Can we pull this guy? Yeah, it looks like we could. Not bad. That's sort of a waste to use an AoE immobilize on one guy, but it does help do damage. And that's him. And then we can lock these 2 guys in place if we don't miss, and we did not. So this character is pretty cool. I really love the fire effects. It's so cool. That ring of fire is just awesome looking. It's just awesome. And I like the kinetics effects too. They're pretty cool. I didn't change any of the colors. I like them a lot, so I decided to just keep them. Alright, so we're going to have to wait for our endurance, or can we rest here? We can finally rest. Alright, so we'll let our endurance get all the way up to the top. I probably wouldn't rest like this if I were solo. I would like just alt tab out and look at something on the internet for like 30 seconds and let it tick up naturally. But since you guys are watching, I don't want to make you wait. So let's go with accuracy and double lux. And we're going to start by trying to immobilize them. Looks like we were able to. And then we're going to work on the first guy. And then once we're done with him, we'll go to the second guy. Let's take the second guy's damage away. We're hitting now because we are capped. Well, spoke too soon, right? Famous last words, as my mom used to say. And that's the mission. We defeated everybody in here. Let's head out. We will talk to Flux, and then I think we will stop for now. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Um, until next time, guys, I am Scrapperlock. This has been City of Heroes on the Rebirth server, Iron Man mode.